Hey everybody, we are back at the Winter NAMM show, and we have one of my favorite amp companies here the last few years. I just think they've been knocking it out of the park with all the gear that they've been making. Orange Amps. We have John here from Orange, but he's come with something like a little bit different for the company, and I've heard a little bit of it, and boy, does it sound great. What can you tell us about this particular amp? What's the name of it?
Well, like you said, it is a lot different for us. It's called the Trim Lord. And
the Trim Lord.
The Trim Lord. Of course, our designer, Adrian, is known for coming up with some interesting names for our products, and this is no exception. But what's even more interesting than that is where the inspiration for this amp came from, which is something new for us. We have gone back to the 50s and the 60s for our inspiration, when the only kind of effects you could get were the ones that were built into your amplifier, that being an all-tube tremolo and an all-tube spring reverb. And the platform for amplification is just a very simple volume, bass, and treble control that controls a 30-watt Class A power section. It is switchable down to 15 watts if you flick the 2-tube switch, and then we have a feature on there that'll let it get down to 2 watts or 1 watt, and that's called the bedroom setting. When I say we took the inspiration from the 50s amps, that's what it was. It was inspiration. This is an Orange amp through and through. From the custom designed speaker to the 2 switchable channel of speed for the tremolo, kind of giving you that almost Leslie thing where you can switch between fast and slow dynamically with the kind of things you're playing. So a real cool feature there. And it's just, for me, coming up when I did playing guitar like in the late 80s, early 90s, when that vintage boom kind of really took off, I had some of these amps that kind of inspired us. So for me, this amp really hits it for me. So I'm digging it.
Yeah, no, from what I've heard, it's like normally we think of Orange as something like having more of an aggressive, harder sound.
Yes.
But this is really sort of an interesting, buttery sound. You know, it does have a bit of a 50s vibe, but there's also a modern clarity to it that I find really beautiful. Why don't you play just a couple of notes so, hearing is believing, so to speak.
Thanks, yes.
Very nice, sort of a Stairway to Heaven thing going.
Yeah.
But what I think sounds really cool about it is the sparkle, is the sort of the high-end clarity.
Yeah, it's got that British thing on the top end that's different. Adrian, our designer, is never going to just copy something verbatim. He's going to make sure it sounds like an Orange, and we just thought, we've come out with some awesome, amazing high-gain stuff, but we haven't really done anything that like this, where a vintage guy would maybe consider this as a gigging amp, because it takes pedals like amazingly. It's high headroom, doesn't really break up to like 6 or 7, and then it's that sweet, real, organic, touch-sensitive kind of breakup. So really new for us, and I'm super excited about it.
That's great. Now, is this the only thing that Orange is bringing at this NAMM show, or do you have some other
we've
products?
also got one other new thing we debuted. That's what I call a solution product. It's called the Pedal Baby 100, and what it is it's a little portable power amp, 100 watts, and it's Class AB though. Unlike most of the ones out there for that kind of thing are Class D. We found in prototyping that when we tried Class D, it was a little sterile and stiff to us. So we went with the Class AB output section and a Class A discrete input section. And for guys that use like the helixes, the foundation overdrive pedals that are meant to emulate an amplifier sound or something like that, perfect complement for that. $399 street price. kind of like a no-brainer because it solves a lot of different issues.
Well, we could only show you a little bit because of our limitations on the NAMM show here, a little bit about what this amp can do. Have you guys put together like a cool demo online? Is there some place where people can go and dig into this guy a little deeper?
Absolutely. You go to orangeamps.com. We have a full product demos of all these amps, and of course on social media as well, Facebook, Instagram, all the usual suspects. We've got them there too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, John, I thank you so much for stopping by and sharing this with us. I'm a lover of the Orange amps myself, and I don't know, I'm going to give this some serious consideration.
Come by the booth.
I'm going to have to look at my bank account.
Yeah, right.
Sort of measure
Me
it.
too.
But anyways, if it's Orange, it's always going to be good.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So check it out again at
orangeamps.com.
orangeamps.com. Thank you, John.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay.